Hi there, my name is Alyssa White and I am the creator of Grenada Biodiversity 101. My expertise in biodiversity and natural resource management allowed me to develop the magazine I am presenting to you today.
We created Grenada Biodiversity 101 through a special internship geared towards protecting nature in the Caribbean. It was supported by the Caribbean Biodiversity Fund and hosted by the Grenada Sustainable Development Trust Fund. We realized that not many people knew about Grenada's wonderful animals, plants, or protected areas, and so we created this magazine as a fun way to learn more.
First things first, what is biodiversity? Biodiversity means all living things in nature: animals, plants, bugs, trees, even the tiny creatures you can't see. Biodiversity is where we get our food, water, clean air, and medicine.
So Grenada Biodiversity 101 is a very fun magazine that teaches you all about Grenada's nature, from the forests to the coral reefs. The goal of the magazine is to tell you about the different areas that need help and why it's important for us to protect them.
Let's take a closer look at how important biodiversity is to us, like the honeybee. The honeybee in Grenada plays a special role in helping pollinate our flowers and fruit trees. Without them, we wouldn't have the nutmeg, cocoa, mangoes, and all the delicious fruits and vegetables we like to enjoy. To keep biodiversity safe, we create protected areas. These are special places where we manage the interactions between the environment and humans. There are two main types of protected areas. We have terrestrial protected areas. That's a protected place on land, like our forests, waterfalls, and mountains. Some examples in Grenada are Morongazo National Park and Forest Reserve, Granatan Forest Reserve, and Annadale Forest Reserve, and more, home to many animals and tall trees. The second main protected area we have is marine protected area. This is a protected part of the ocean, like coral reefs and seagrass beds. A great example is the Molinaire Beaujeu Marine Protected Area, where colorful fish and coral live, and is also home to the country's famous underwater sculpture park.
So there's so many cool things you could find in the magazine. You'll discover things such as the short historical facts about the designated protected areas in Grenada, where these protected areas are located on the island, some of the ecosystems that we have, such as the forests, the rivers, the coral reefs, some of the special animals that are living only in Grenada, such as the Grenada dove, and so many more. All you have to do is look through it and check it out.
Grenada has something special known as endemic species. Endemic species are animals and plants that can be found only in Grenada and nowhere else. Grenada has amazing endemic species like the Grenada dove, our national bird, is super rare and only found in Grenada. We also have the Grenada piping frog. It lives in our forests such as the Granatan forest and sings at night. And finally, we have the Grenada hook-billed kite, a special bird of prey that lives in the trees. There's so many more endemic species to know about. Just check it out within the magazine. What Grenada Biodiversity 101 was able to accomplish was to develop species distribution maps, which allow the reader to gain an understanding or an idea of where specific endemic species can be found. This helps us to properly plan for population assessments and determine how many individuals of these species are left. However, this takes into account that species are migratory, meaning they move around and don't stay in one location. Therefore, a buffer zone of 2-kilometer radius is suggested for each point on the map.
While creating the magazine, we realized that many people don't have access to enough information about Grenada's protected areas or unique plants and animals that live there. Each protected site faces its own challenges. Some suffer from weak management or lack of enforcement, meaning that there aren't enough people or systems in place to care for them properly. We also discovered that when communities work together, even with limited resources, real progress is possible. By raising awareness and encouraging teamwork, we can help protect these precious areas for generations to come. Some problems we face in Grenada are people hunting animals when they shouldn't, when we're cutting down too many trees, when there's pollution from trash and chemicals, and places like wild spaces are being turned into buildings and roads. These actions are hurting not only ourselves but also the animals, and we have to do better in protecting our natural resources. You can make a big difference by doing so many things, such as learning about the environment through reading this magazine, telling your friends and family about the stuff you have learned, telling our leaders to make smart choices to protect ourselves as well as the environment, volunteering with groups such as the Grenada Sustainable Development Trust Fund, and so much more. We can make a big difference, but it just starts with you. There are limited copies to the magazine, but you can access it via the Grenada Sustainable Development Trust Fund website. When you get a chance, take a look. You'll be surprised to see what you find in the magazine.